Well, good morning guys. I slept quite well last night actually. It's quite a nice room. Met some lovely people out by the pool, had a great chat. A couple from, I can't remember where they said, New South Wales, not Campbelltown, Wollongong, great people, and another couple from Melbourne somewhere. Can't remember where. One of the guys had a fire blade, so good luck on your track day. Anyway, as I said, slept well. Today I'm jumping out on the bike, get away in a couple of minutes, nearly 7 AM, and I'm going back over to Adelaide, which is about 5 hours, to spend New Year's Eve with my friends Dave and Claire. Alright, so we'll pack up and get on the road after I enjoy my tea. Alright guys, we're all packed up and ready to head off to back to Adelaide. It's 4 hours 32 minutes. a beautiful morning, look at that. Hopefully I don't come across any kangaroos, and if I do, hopefully I've got the camera rolling so somebody can pick up the pieces afterwards. I always forget to do something, and I forgot to clean my my visor. Bugger. Never mind, it's not too bad. Famous last words, I guess. What a beautiful morning. It's just 19 degrees. I'm sure it's gonna warm up later for New Year's Eve in Adelaide. So I'm going to be travelling, like I said, 4.5 hours back to Dave and Claire's place to spend New Year's Eve with those guys. They've promised me some seafood barbecue, and then the day after I'm going to head back to Melbourne. Now that's about just under 9 hours without stops. Now I've got a couple of options. I'm either going to flog it all the way through right back to my place in Eden Park, or I might stay in Echuca. I still haven't decided yet, and given it's New Year's Eve I might not even be able to get some accommodation. Sorry, not New Year's Eve, New Year's Day, but we'll see. I'm just making this up as I'm going along. So just under 390 kilometres to Adelaide. I'm just on the outskirts of Mildura. It's actually a really nice area. I'm quite surprised. I didn't think much of the city. There's, it looked more like a big American city. But if you take a look around here, the outskirts are full of vineyards. It's really cool. It's great to see. In some respects, a lot of this area just reminds me of the south of France, especially the Clare Valley that I came through on my way up to Broken Hill from Adelaide. You might think, well, 4 hours 18 minutes to ride all the way back to Adelaide when I'm already 4 hours into my 9-hour journey to go back to Melbourne. It's like, well, why would you bother? Well, I guess, if you're watching this from overseas, Australia's got big distances, and we think nothing of jumping in the car and driving an hour and a half just to go to some shops or to go to a market or whatever. And then the other thing you've got to consider is that I'm not in the car. I'm not using that car as a mode of transport to get to somebody's house or get to a destination and get there as quickly as possible and as comfortable as possible. I'm on my bike, and I love my bike. My bike at this time of my life is my best friend. So for me, it's not about getting there in 4 hours. It's actually, if it takes a bit longer, I don't really care, because it's all about the joy of being on your bike on a glorious morning like this. It's the joy of the ride, it's the open road, yeah, all these cliches. It's meeting people on the road, and it's doing what you love doing in life, and a lot of people say, well, but motorcycles, motorbikes, bikes, whatever you would choose to call them, are very dangerous. Well, look, the bike themselves isn't dangerous. The bike itself isn't dangerous, but yeah, 100% you're vulnerable out there, and if you make mistakes, the consequences are much higher than they would be if you're driving along in a car. But that's the fun of it, I'm not in a bubble.
I'm out here soaking all this in as I ride along. And that's the thing about biking, and it does become this brotherhood, sisterhood, and you meet other bikers and instantly you've got that biking thing in common. And you know, if you don't ride motorcycles, you'll never understand. Maybe a cyclist might be the same thing, you know, you pull up somewhere and there's other guys that are middle-aged and dressed in lycra and you instantly bond. You know, maybe that's the same thing. Maybe if you're a hiker and you're hiking through a trail and you come across another hiker, that's a kindred spirit. So I guess there's some comparisons there. But for me, you know, I just love being on the motorcycle. I'm just cruising along here, slightly under the speed limit. I'm watching for kangaroos, but I'm enjoying life and I'm enjoying being out there. So if you haven't done it, you know, give it a shot. Get yourself booked on some sort of a learner course, hire a bike, see if you like it, and then you can either join a club, or an unofficial club, or you can do like I do and just get out there by yourself. And yeah, it can be a little bit lonely, especially for somebody like myself that's always had a partner in my life, you know, but you know, my partner's my bike now. Anyway, sermon on the mount over. Let's continue on to Adelaide. Just slowed down for a sec while we passed through a town or a small settlement called Coleraine. Looking for somewhere to grab a coffee if I can, first one of the day, get a heart starter going. I'm not sure if I'm going to have much success here. If not, we'll bash on to the next township. I reckon that looks like pretty average place for coffee. It'll be out of a machine, a self-serve machine. I think we'll give that a miss. On to the next place. So I've been on the road for about an hour now, and I've got 3 hours 24 to go. Can't quite see the mileage there. Sorry, it's difficult to see. About 380 kilometres, no, can't be. Just over 300 kilometres, I think, to go. But I can't quite see because the sun is right behind me. I'm just sort of sat 110, 120, and the road is just one long straight road. I'm not sure if you can see it in the distance. I'll try and stand up a bit without getting my head blown off. Just miles and miles of bushland. we just crossed the border back into South Australia, and immediately the clocks go back 30 minutes. So I'm just coming into a quarantine area, and this is for fruit and vegetables, and it's to stop shit, I might slow down a bit. It's to stop the spread of fruit fly, which can be a right mess. Just bob over there. Is he stopping me? Morning. Do you want me to stop? Okay. Camera run out of steam. Hopefully we got some of that on camera. I'm not sure. This one died a while ago, so I'll stop, get a coffee and change my batteries over. Stay tuned, guys. Alright, I've just stopped at the quarantine station. I'm going to go in and see if I can get a coffee and something to eat. Back in a sec. Well, not having much luck. The coffee machine is busted, so iced coffee, long black, and roast chicken and bacon on rye bread for breakfast. Let's get into it. That's not bad, actually. Not sponsored or anything. I would have preferred a hot coffee this time of morning. It's only 8 o'clock. Beggars can't be choosers. And we're going for, as I said, roast chicken and bacon on rye bread. Or is it rye bread? I'm not sure. Well, it's a beautiful morning. Not too many vehicles on the road. Excuse me. Shouldn't talk with your mouth full. I haven't seen any bikers since yesterday. Sorry, the day before. #1 canned coffee in Japan. Does that mean it's made in Japan, or it's just the #1 in Japan? No, it's made in Australia. Alright guys, that was breakfast. Put my crap in the bin and we'll hit the road. Come on, let's get going. So we're just coming through the small town of Paringa and going over the river, and you can see, due to the recent floods, just how high this is. It's incredible how high. And actually, if you look over to the right, they've built a makeshift levee so that the river doesn't come over into the caravans. And I think that's a school there. Oh, it's a caravan park. So you can get a feel for just how swollen and flooded the area is. Well, that was a quick coffee break, and I just realised that the microphone looked like it was unplugged from the GoPro. fuel. Oh man. Alright guys, I've just stopped for fuel. I'm about probably now 40 minutes away from my friend's place. Just checked the cameras over. This one's still okay, it's got battery and an SD card, but if I flip the camera around, the one that I use on my handlebars and down here to record myself in low level, the SD card is completely full. And I can't be bothered to strip the camera down and put another one in. So we just have to grin and bear it. Quick bite of a protein bar and then we'll get the last bit done. Alright guys, I'm on the last leg now, 5 minutes left. G'day guys, it's New Year's Eve and I'm on my way home to Eden Park in Melbourne from Adelaide, and I haven't been bothering filming today because you saw it all on the way from Melbourne to Adelaide, so what was the point? But I actually took a bit of a detour and I had to stop because there's a bit of a photo opportunity if I just spin the camera around. You can see I'm just outside a place called Warracknabeal, which is an indigenous word, and we've got this massive wind farm. For some reason they're not rotating, maybe it's too windy today. It's just an amazing sight. I love stuff like this. A lot of people think they're a bit of a blot on the landscape, but for me, you know, the sweet FA out here, who's it going to hurt? It just is amazing. I'll whip the camera around so you can have another look. Okay, check that out. They are absolutely amazing and they're massive. Alright, hang on, let's whip the camera around. Okay, I'm going to grab a photograph of the bike in front of that as a backdrop, and then we'll continue on to Melbourne. Hope you're liking the series so far. Nearly home now, and thanks for watching. Take care.